Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela and today we are going to be talking all about how to go above and beyond for yourself, how to get more out of life by expecting more out of yourself and setting these high standards but actually achieving them. We all know what it's like to write down our goals in a notebook or on our computer and then we push them away, we never look at them again, and it literally just goes in the dark. Like we make a vision board and then we just don't actually work towards what it is that we want. Because most people, when they say they want a better life, more success, more money, more confidence, more happiness, etc., like a lot of people kind of just stop right there. They stop at this, I want this and I want that, and they will always say that but never go further. But going above and beyond for yourself means you are doing what most people would not do for themselves, which is actually showing up and doing the thing it is that they say they want to do. So in today's video, we are breaking down all kinds of things from how to raise your expectations to how to stop settling for the bare minimum and how to start showing up like the person it is that you want to be. Number one is raise your standards and stop negotiating with yourself. I mentioned this in my previous YouTube video right before this one, which is how to live an unrealistic life. But you basically have to eliminate this plan B option, which is something that a lot of us have in our heads. And instead, you have to just go after what it is that you really want. But the only way that we can do this is by raising our standards and not negotiating with ourselves anymore. Instead of always going by how you feel or what mood am I in, go by what would the future you say to you right now in this very moment. If you don't feel like going to the gym or you don't feel like filming the YouTube video or sending the email just because you don't feel like it, that's not an excuse to not do that thing. And the life you want will only happen and will only meet you at the level of your standards and at your action. It is not going to meet you at your excuses or how you keep saying no and why you keep saying no. When you're always living in this mindset of I want to do this or I'm going to do this but then never actually doing it, you are never going to achieve the thing it is that you actually want to do. And for me, content creation is a really big example of that. When I set my mind to wanting to be a content creator back in 2020, I was so afraid. Like I'm telling you, like I was petrified because I knew everyone in my hometown was going to talk about me. I knew people from high school were going to start saying things, and in my head, I was like, I know where it is that I want to be. I know the kind of future it is that I want. And I am seeing bigger things for myself, more than just a regular everyday job. Like I want to live an above average life. I want to go to events. I want to work with brands. I want to build my own business. I want to meet people. Like the people and the videos and the things that I was watching on my phone since I was a kid or on my iPad or on my computer. Like those are the things that I wanted to start doing in college and as a young adult. So I knew like I have to start posting, I have to start putting myself out there. And so when I started doing that, I stopped caring as much and I literally just kept that tunnel vision because I knew the only way to make this happen was by just doing it. So I became my own proof, like I became my own living evidence that look what can happen when you just do what you actually say it is that you want to do, and then you look away from all of that outside noise that is just going to distract you. So it starts with getting rid of this behavior of I'm just going to be average and start showing up a little bit more in your everyday habits, your everyday mindset, and your everyday effort. So some examples of this is with how you get ready every day. The average person who works from home like me will be in sweatpants or a sweater or a t-shirt, but the above average person will put on an actual outfit. They'll do their hair, even their makeup, and they will be ready for the day even if they're just staying home. Like I'm literally in jeans and a full-on knitted sweater. Like I got ready for the day like I'm going somewhere and I'm literally not. And another example is even with your night routine. The average person will get in bed and scroll on their phone, stay up late, call or text their friends, watch TikToks, all those kinds of things. The above average person will limit their screen time. Maybe they'll read a little bit, whether it's an article or an actual book. They have their outfit out for the night before. Their schedule or their routine is already planned out for tomorrow. Like all they have to do now is just sleep and get rest and be ready for tomorrow. And these are such simple things that not many people are going to do. Like it sounds so easy, but the thing is, many people are going to choose the other option of just being a little bit lazier, and waiting until tomorrow to do the thing it is that they say they want to do. So every time you lower the bar for yourself in anything that you do, you are literally teaching yourself, like, your word doesn't matter. You don't need to keep your promise to yourself, and you can just do it tomorrow or the day after that. But hold yourself accountable. Release yourself from this mindset and this like shackle of I'm going to do it tomorrow or I don't feel like doing it right now. The more that you don't keep these promises, the further that needle is moving from where it is that you need to be and where it is that you want to be. So decide, like, what is your new foundation going to be? What are your new standards going to look like? And start doing that today. Start immediately. Hold yourself to these things even on your off days, and especially when you are not in the mood. Number 2 is do the work even when no one is watching. This is going to be the hardest tip to follow, but I'm telling you right now, it will probably take the most work to accomplish, because if you want more out of life, you need to be doing above average things. If you want above average results, you got to do above average things. And in order to live this life of your dreams, you have to put in the work. You got to show up even when no one is watching, even when you don't have an accountability partner, even when you don't have someone to keep you going, or that person that is clapping for you on the sidelines. Like, there have been so many late nights where I want to go to sleep and so many early mornings where I want to stay in bed, but I still showed up every single day, because this is what going above and beyond means. It means doing the behind the scenes work when no one is clapping for you or when no one is there for you. And this also reminds me of some quotes from Alex Hormozi, because I always see his quotes in his interviews, like on my TikTok and my Instagram reels, but he has this very popular quote which says, "You always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. It's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you." And it's sad to think sometimes that this is true. Like, sometimes you have to be your own biggest cheerleader and you have to keep showing up even when no one is watching or cheering you on. But the truth is, like, a lot of people are not going to understand. They're not going to see the vision, and they don't want to believe until they actually see results or something tangible. But that is not how true success works. And it just reminds me too of like that other quote, which is every overnight success has been 10 years in the making. And like, it's literally true. Like, the true growth and the true success of whatever it is that you want to accomplish, or from all these people that we're seeing online, like, it is literally happening and being built in private, because it's between you and you. Only you are seeing those early mornings. Only you are seeing those late nights. You can make a TikTok about it and be like, hey, I'm going to the gym at 5 in the morning. Or you can make a TikTok or post online like, I'm editing a YouTube video at 3 in the morning. But no one is actually going to feel that except you. You can post about it. You could talk about it. You could show people what it is that you're doing. But again, only you are going to feel that feeling. And this true growth that is happening in private, like, those are the times where you also have to be the most mentally strong, because you can be in the middle of editing something and be like, I don't even know if this is going to get any views. You can close your laptop and say, I'm going to continue tomorrow, or I'm not even going to keep trying. Like, that's when you have to be the most mentally strong. That is where the success is happening. It's in these moments, whether you're journaling, whether you're reading, you're learning, you're practicing discipline, like, all of these things are slowly building you up to where it is that you are eventually going to be. So don't chase validation. Don't try to chase this external applause and these cheers, because instead, like, you need to just be chasing progress and just become 1% better than you were yesterday. Even if it is in a small way, even if it is not in the most grand way, like, it is still something. So be proud of how you're moving in silence. And again, let your results make the noise later. Number 3 is build a reputation with yourself. So I love this tip, and it's definitely my favorite one from this whole video, but it's really fun because it reminds me of that saying where it's like, treat yourself and talk to yourself like how you would to a best friend. Because some of the things that we say and some of the things that we think about ourselves are not the things that we would probably say to somebody else. So start to build this reputation with yourself of, you know who you are, you know how you are, and you know how you show up. And I feel like I have become a really good example of this, like, especially among people in my life and within my friends. Like, I have had people say things to me where they've been like, I know you're going to be really successful because of what I'm doing compared to other people around me. And I've had other people say to me that they don't know how we have the same 24 hours in a day because of how much I juggle and get done versus them. And obviously, like, external validation, it's not the thing that you need or should need to keep going. But when I heard these things from people that were literally in my life, like watching what it is that I am doing, I was like, this is how they see me. And it's funny because this is exactly how I see myself. Like, I see myself as the girl that is going to be successful and has already started that. I see myself as the girl that is putting in the work and will continue to make the most of every hour of every day. Like, I am doing that even when no one is watching. And the fact that people have told me this just makes me believe even more, like, okay, like if they see it, like obviously like I'm the one doing it and living this life. I'm definitely 100% getting to where it is that I want to be, whether they think that or not. But you literally have to build this confidence and this reputation within yourself. It is only going to come from evidence that you are showing yourself. Like, when you make the YouTube video, when you post the YouTube video, when you make the TikTok and post the TikTok, like all these kinds of things, like this is the proof that you are literally keeping your own promises. When you show up and you start doing what you say you're going to do, your brain is like, okay, I can do this. What else can I do? Let me try that. And then you keep going and you build this confidence within yourself that anything is possible. You just have to actually do it and actually show up. So the next time you say that you're going to do something, you genuinely need to follow through with it, even if it is in very small ways. If you want to start waking up early, start slow. Do not just set your alarm tomorrow for 5 a.m. and then sleep at 11 o'clock the night before. Like, you need to start small. If you want to start going to the gym, don't just start going every single day for a week. Like, you're literally going to burn out. Start small and maybe begin with every other day and then build your routine from there. If you want to start posting on social media, do not just spam post 3 to 5 times a day with your most random internal thoughts, or just post whenever you feel like it. Try to do maybe one video every other day and then work yourself up to posting every single day. You gotta build this inner trust, this foundation, this confidence within yourself, because that is the thing that's gonna prove to you. It's gonna be that evidence, that living proof of, hey, I did this, now I can do that. And you cannot go above and beyond for yourself if you are not believing in yourself first. You gotta have that confidence. It starts with your mindset, and it starts with how you look and how you believe within the things it is that you are doing. If you are working towards a goal and you have a voice in the back of your head that's like, you can't do this, you are not going to do it, versus changing that voice in your head that says, I can do this. I don't know how long the timeline is going to take, but I'm still going to keep showing up every day because I know one day it's going to happen. Tip number 4 is challenge yourself daily. So this is a more fun tip because you learn from where you are uncomfortable. You learn when you are in places that you haven't been to before, or you learn from things that you haven't done before. And we all can learn this way. We can learn good things, we can learn bad things, whatever it is. So challenge yourself daily or weekly to try to do something new. And if you don't do it today, try again tomorrow. Like, a way to do this is by starting small. So instead of being on your phone tonight on TikTok, pick up a book or try reading for 15 to 20 minutes. That time is going to pass anyway, and that's probably the time that you would have spent on TikTok or on Instagram Reels. So literally replace that time with something else. Instead of sleeping in, try waking up an hour earlier. Instead of being on your phone first thing in the morning, maybe go on a walk or not be on it for an hour. Like, there are so many little ways that we can challenge ourselves, because again, when you try or when you do something new, it does not have to be in these outrageous ways that make us feel like we are changing our entire lives. And I've mentioned this in so many of my YouTube videos, which is that when people feel like they need a change or a reset, or they feel like they need this new thing in life, they feel like it has to be this outrageous, really big, extravagant thing. And it's like, no, like that's where we have it all wrong. You can literally start small. Like, my first TikToks were literally filmed with shoe boxes stacked on top against the wall until it was tall enough for me to get a tripod so I could film an outfit of the day. Like, I was literally working with what I had, and I was like, let me just try something new. Let me see if this is going to work. Because again, I am going a little bit above and beyond for myself. I couldn't afford a tripod, and also I couldn't order one online, so I was like, I'm literally just gonna do this. But it's like, you have to start in very small ways. You're already waking up in the morning to get ready for work. Why don't you try something new in there? You already sleep every night after your day is done. Try something new in there. It's literally like habit stacking, which is essentially when you pair new habits with things that you already do and exist. And Atomic Habits explains it way better than I ever could. Love that book. But they have there's real exercises in there that you can do, but the truth and the proof is that anyone can do these kinds of things, because again, growth does not come from comfort. It doesn't come from being in areas or being in the same spot that we've always been. It comes from stretching your limits and trying new things and reaching these new heights, because you cannot expect to get above average results while doing average things. You cannot expect an extraordinary life doing things that aren't above the ordinary. So do something new every day that makes you slightly uncomfortable, or maybe even pushes your edge. Like, try walking somewhere, maybe to a local coffee shop or to get groceries or something, instead of taking your car because it's easier. Or maybe raise your hand in a meeting instead of always being quiet. Or maybe wear the piece in your closet that you've been saving for a special occasion. Like, wear those heels to work, wear that sweater to work, whatever it is. Like, you should do something new and fun and challenging, and like just make every day a little bit more fun, because the more that you challenge yourself, the more you expand on what you believe that you can handle. Number 5 is surround yourself with high standard people. This is a tip that, if I'm being honest, I am still trying to navigate and figure out myself, because I still feel like I haven't found my group or my people in life that reflect where it is that I want to be. Like, I see so many things on social media with other founders and other successful people, and I'm like, I wish I had that. I wish that I had more entrepreneur friends, or especially female founders, where we can all go to each other for certain things. And I've even seen like people go on founder retreats where other business owners and other creatives, they all get together, they get re-inspired, they bounce all these ideas off each other. But even though this is a tip that I am still figuring out myself, I still wanted to mention it in this video, because the people around you and the people that you hang around with will eventually shape you, or will literally shape you into who it is that you are going to become. So if you are around constant naysayers and negative people and people that just do not make you feel good, you are going to be affected by this in more ways that you can imagine. Like, your energy is truly going to be drained. And I've had people in my life that were just like this, where they were the worst with energy. They always talked down on others, and they just never had anything going for themselves. So the next best thing was to obviously talk about other people. And I'm just like, that is not the life I want to live. That is not what I like to do. And leaving those people in the past can sometimes be hard, because you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to kind of confront them, even though it's not being confrontational, or because you've known them for so long, you don't want to cut it off. But like, trust me, cut those loose ends and just focus on you, because those are the kinds of people that are going to hold you back further than anything else. And if you really want to go above and beyond, you cannot be around people who settle or who just want the most average things. Like, you can't be around this kind of mindset, because it is going to literally rub off on you. And to my point from before, if you cannot find this in real life, like I said before, you can also try to find this online. Like, when I was in high school and when I was entering college and I was learning about manifestation and visualization, mindset, like all these kinds of things, I had no one in my life except my sister, basically, to like talk about all these kinds of things. But business and entrepreneurship and all those things, like, it's not her favorite topic in the world. Obviously, she has her own interests. And so I would just find people online and I would binge and intake their content. And then that just became my thing. Like, I would listen to podcasts like How I Built This, which was the first podcast that introduced me into business and entrepreneurship. And it really inspired me, because it was interviews with the top founders at top companies and how they started and how they literally built whatever it is that they did and how they got to where they are today. I can literally just intake this information because I don't have these friends or these mentors in real life. And especially when I really wanted to like ask these kinds of people questions, I'm like, I don't have these people in my life. I can literally just intake this content and listen to it and learn. And then eventually one day I will find that. Like, obviously my goal one day is to eventually have these people in my life and not just follow them online, because none of them know who I am. They don't even know I exist. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue to intake this content, and I'm not going to intake that energy of those who are around me. But it really starts with like who you surround yourself with. What kind of people are you around? And if you do not have, again, this immediate circle of people, this trust around you, you can find it online, intake that instead, and then you are going to find your people eventually. It's going to take time, but trust me, it is going to be worth it. The last and final tip for today's video is act like you're already the person who has it all. this is the final tip. It is perfect to close out this video because you need to start today. You need to start acting, start showing up, and start being the person it is that already has the life it is that you want. And I always mention this in at least one of my YouTube videos or one of my podcast episodes, which if you didn't know, I have a podcast called Booked, Busy, and Building. I also have a YouTube channel for it if you do want to listen and watch. But be the person who already has the things it is that you want. Be grateful for what is currently in your life and be grateful for how and where you are today, because that has literally shaped you because of all the things that have happened before that. Like, a lot of the times it's so easy to overlook a lot of little things in our life that we've overcome. Like, I always think about previous jobs that I've had, previous friendships, and things that in the moment I was like, how am I going to get through this? Or I can't believe this is happening to me. And then when I get older and I look back at it, I'm like, I'm grateful this certain thing happened to me because it taught me this and I learned this. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have understood that. Like, in the moment, it is obviously so hard to see these things, but afterwards you are going to be so grateful. And so your mindset and how you think and how you act, like all of these kinds of things should work together. It should just be one really big wheel that spins together. And when it is hard, when you feel like, how am I going to keep going? How am I going to keep doing this thing? Like, just remember, it is all going to work out one day. It is all going to happen one day, but you just have to put one foot in front of the other. Because there's another quote that I really like from Steve Jobs' commencement speech that he gives to Stanford. And he says, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards, which is like, when you're going through life, when you're moving forward, you do not know what the future looks like. It is extremely uncertain. But once you go through the situation or you go through a certain thing, you're going to look backwards and be like, oh, like this is why this thing happen, and then you start connecting all of those dots. So everything is going to make sense one day, but it's like you got to just show up and be that person today and just keep acting and doing. Make decisions as the future you. What would she do? What would she wear? What would he do? What would he eat? Like, start saying yes and no. Be straightforward about it, set that standard, visualize and embody this version of yourself every single day, even in small ways, from as little as how you're dressing to how you're talking about yourself, the music you listen to, the things that you intake, like all of these little things. It does not have to be these big, grand, crazy gestures. Like it could literally be as small as what you're wearing, how you do your hair, what you're eating, like all these kinds of things. Because when you act and do things like this person long enough, life is literally going to start meeting you like in the middle. Like, you might be up here, the life you want may be over here, and you guys are going to slowly start to get closer and closer. And eventually it's going to match up and you guys are going to meet together. But it's like, you are never going to know when or how or if that can even happen if you don't act like that person today. So I'm telling you, like, it does not have to be anything crazy, but starting today, be that person, make those decisions, do the thing, and I promise you, like I said, one day it is going to meet in the middle and it's going to be worth it. That is all for today's video. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed. I loved this video because I feel like a lot of us just sometimes need that reminder that we can get to where it is that we want to be, but it starts with us. It starts with what we do today and what we're doing tomorrow and the day after that. So let me know if you guys liked any of these tips, if any of them really resonated with you, and I'll see you in my next YouTube video. Bye!